Hello and welcome to the workshop again. It's good to have you stop by. So, in my previous video, I'd made this thing, which was a bodged together recording studio for an online radio station idea that I had. Now, at the end of the video, I hadn't actually gone live and I hadn't actually sorted out a few other things that would enable me to go live and create like an online radio station. So if you're interested in creating one yourself, going online, hosting sets or setting up your own online radio, then stay tuned. You might find this useful because I've had to do a lot of trial and error and I found a lot of things out, learned a great deal, and I hope it's of some use to some of you out there too. So here we go. So let's just do a quick recap on the studio itself. It's cobbled together by bits and bobs, proof that you don't need a massive budget or high-end equipment to get up and running. And here it is. Here's my setup with my streaming laptop and my camera. Now, I wasn't really sure what streaming software to use, so I went with Streamlabs OBS. It's really simple to use to get up and running, but I found quite complicated to implement some of the ideas that I wanted to display on screen. But in this case, YouTube is definitely your friend, and you should take a moment to take time to go through a few online tutorials, because once you've grasped the basics and you've got those key elements under your belt, then the sky is the limit when you're setting up and making your stream look really interesting. As for me, I got the software set up, but I realized that I didn't have much in the way of visuals. I mean, you're watching me now, but while I'm playing my sets in the telephone box studio here, it's not going to be the most interesting, is it? It's not going to be the most interesting of viewing. So I needed some visuals and came up with an idea. So I found a style that I liked and mocked up a few concept ideas in Midjourney. And the thing about Midjourney is you can animate your images after you've settled on a particular idea. And here is the result. So I generated and animated a series of nice hipsters, should we say, cartoon hipsters, and animated them and strung them all together. Now I also went over to the Mixcloud live part as well to look at how people style themselves, and to be honest, some of them are a bit naff. Maybe they don't, it's not their focus. Their focus is obviously the music. So I'm not a DJ at heart, am I? But I wanted something that would stand out, and I think this would have been perfect. Right, so everything was in place. We're all good to go. I mean, the software was all primed and ready. I had all my sound levels checked. The amount of times, the bit that really annoyed me was how many times I had to record through Streamlabs just to check the sound levels. There must be an easier way to do that, but I never found out. But once I'd cracked those ideal perfect settings on my mixer that I dragged out of a skip, they're set in stone. They're not moving because I can't be dealing with the hassle of trying to tweak them and set them up again. So once you hit on that setting, absolutely fine. I've got a camera up here, so it created it was able to create a little window of me operating everything in the studio, and here is how my first live went. So here it is. I was very nervous when I hit go live, but you've got to start somewhere, and here it is. So the animations had a little ticker running along the bottom with a few details. I just wanted to keep people visually stimulated in some way whilst listening to the music that I'm playing. I've obviously muted it for copyright reasons, but you get the idea. So you can see how my stream was set up, and it worked really well. One thing I did realise, and I am certain, I've always suspected this, but I'm more certain now than I ever was, that DJs who are operating their decks mid-song they're just twiddling knobs for something to do, to look like they're doing something. It has no effect. I'm pretty certain it has no effect on the output that they're producing at the time. I just think mid-song, mid-track, they need something to do, so they'll just look busy twiddling things. And that is the realization that I came to rather quickly, because while the tracks are playing, and we've got visuals on screen at this point still, don't forget, but I was still very conscious of the fact that I'm just stood there once I've queued everything up for the next track. So I think in my next streams, I will be, I don't know what I could do, have some sort of activity, may even play a Game Boy or something like that. I think that would be quite cool, wouldn't it? You know, the little window of the webcam for the telephone box studio, have me playing the Game Boy while tracks are playing, something like that. I don't know, but it's one to think about. So when your live stream finishes, the audio automatically gets extracted and uploaded to your Mixcloud profile. And so the design theme of those colourful, pop arty animations that I had, the artwork from those, the stills, I used as thumbnails and profile pictures for each track, as well as the banner. So it made it look really cool. Now, the software, or the software I was using for the studio, I converted to a web page because I wanted a bit of a web presence as well. People can just listen to it anytime. But there was a bit of a problem with this one because of royalties. But I did a redesign, a nice simple redesign of the website, of the funkrocketradio.co.uk website, and hooked in those shows from the Mixcloud, which handles all the royalties. It was a no-brainer. So I can create this online radio station with my previous shows, as well as my live shows as well, and not have to worry. I'm also hooking in those 3D printed interactive mixtapes that if you look back through previous videos, you will see. So it's all starting to come together. And I'm really excited about this idea of having all these jigsaw pieces that are finally coming together in a very funky way indeed. So that's funkrocketradio.co.uk. And there you have it. It's I'm not an expert, but I hope that some of these points and the things that I found out and the route that I took, you find really useful indeed. It'd be awesome if you drop a little comment to let me know if you've got something similar set up, because I'd love to have a look to see how other people are doing it. But we have a studio, we've got a live setup, which is brilliant. We have a safe way of broadcasting online without the worry of copyright strikes or getting into trouble with things like that, because that's all handled by Mixcloud, which is brilliant. Once the live stream has finished, it gets the MP3, the audio gets extracted and put on my Mixcloud profile, and from then on it will automatically feed into the website, which is awesome. So I have something working. I say it a bit cautiously because, like with anything I make, it's all held together by sticky tape and rusty nails, but it seems to be holding. And the first transmission last week went really well. So how did I do? Well, I'm going to put the stats here. Yeah? Did they appear? Hang on a minute. Here? That's better. And it did really well. In 1 week, I got all those plays, over 200 plays. Now, I've also realised that if I'm listening to it as well from my Mixcloud account, I don't think it counts. I haven't listened to my sets that much anyway, to be honest. I do the first couple just to see that it's working, and then just left it to its own devices. So the fact that we've got all these plays in just the space of 1 week is amazing, which tells me that Mixcloud was definitely the way to go. Although I am paying for the Pro account, I think it's worth it. I think that monthly fee, if you're interested in this and want to dabble and experiment and learn, most importantly for me was just learning this process. I think it's good value for money. Anyway, you can visit funkrocketradio.co.uk. It's always a work in progress. I'm always polishing it. And yeah, stop on by that website sometime. Have a listen at some previous sets. And maybe, just maybe, you might catch me on the live stream on the Mixcloud. But anyway, hope this is useful to some people out there. Stay classy and see you again in the next video. So goodbye from the telephone recording studio. Take care now. Bye-bye.